So these are the fun kind of things. I really enjoy. I really like my job. I mean, it's so much fun to do these kinds of things, and the fact that they let me do it is just wonderful. It's a way to get the work out there. Doing this radio show helps me because I write up the web copy, to describe it. And I've got an example of it on like the next to last page or something. And so I'm able to do some research for the show. We do the show, and then I have this. And then when people ask about the piece, I've got a recording. I've got a web copy that I can show them, and I've already done the work on it. Before I did the radio show, we ran a concert series at the library. Couldn't afford to put on an orchestra, so we had a chamber music series with Fleisher composers. Again, trying to do off the wall stuff. And we have an email newsletter. I mention this because if you're not on our mailing list, you can get the newsletter. It only comes out 4 times a year. And we've got interesting stuff. I'll let you know about that. I'll put you on the mailing list for the radio show, even if you're not in Philadelphia. If you want to get kooky stuff about composers, it's only once a month. And if you don't like it, just tell me you don't want to get it anymore, and I won't send it to you. But you can go online and you can hear the radio show. So we're having lots of fun. We're still doing copying jobs. That even though we don't have copyists on staff now, as I said, I started as a music copyist. When I was there were still two on-staff copyists, not like the 70 and the 90 during the WPA years. But we don't have those anymore because of staff cutbacks. But we farm stuff out, and we not commission compositions, but we commission projects where we'll hire copyists or a copyist to do a new piece. One of which is, for instance, the Franz Strauss Horn Concerto. Now, the Franz Strauss Horn Concerto has already been, that was composed in 18 whatever, and we have it, and it's been played from, but the materials were just awful. I mean, really bad. Not that the paper was falling apart, because we can reprint, that's not a problem, but it was really, really bad. Plus, there were mistakes in it. So we thought we could get enough performances out of it that we hired somebody to do the copying for us, and we made a new edition of it. Clint Newegg, whose name I know you know, was my editor on this, and it looks really nice, and the new edition's been played from a couple of times, so that's a lot of fun. Our most popular work. Now, generally, we only have one set of each thing. It's not our intention to be in competition with the reprint publishers, let's say. So of the works that we have in the collection, generally, we're just going to have one set. So if it's out, right? But this work, our most popular work, we have 15 sets of, because it goes out all the time. The Dudley Buck. Dudley Buck. Festival Overture on the Star-Spangled Banner. Terrific little piece. You played it, you know it. It's about, what, 8 minutes long. It's really well done. He uses the tune, and you hear snippets of the tune of the Star-Spangled Banner, but you just hear it and you think, the first time you hear it, you go, oh, that's a mistake. If you didn't know the title, that's a mistake. That just kind of sounds like it. But then you go, oh, no, he's really using that tune. And then he weaves it in, and at the very end, he brings it in after a big cadence, and he comes in, and it's the straight tune. And what you can do is the conductor can turn around, ask the audience to rise, and then the audience can sing along. If you got a choir, if you're doing like a July 4th concert or an outdoor concert or something like that, and you got a choir in there, the choir can sing it. It's just 2 parts. You can do 1 part, 2 parts, whatever. And it's a lovely little piece. 15 sets of it. Yours. Sold. I'm not here to try to sell you our stuff, but tell you stuff. But that's what we did there is we went to the Library of Congress. They had the score, so we got a copy of the score. We made parts, and so that's what we do. If you are in consultation, your orchestra is in consultation commissioning a new composer. commissioning a contemporary piece. Think of us, because what we can do for you is to take the piece into the collection. We'll reproduce it for you. We'll take all that work off of you. And I'm not even going to ask you for money. We'll just do that to get that into the collection. It'll take that headache away from you. We can also be the go-between between you and the composer to make sure the deadlines are met. And we'll do, like I said, we'll do all the music repro. We have a large format photocopier, so we can do, you know, the 9 by 12 or 10 by 13 parts. We can do the 11 by 14 score. We can do up to 18 by 24. I mean, we can do whatever you need. So think about that. If that, you know, you find that that would be a help, because I'm always looking for ways to acquire new works. We don't acquire with the rapidity that we did in previous years, basically because we don't have the space to do that. But I'm always looking for contemporary works. My two criteria are: it has to have been played, or it is about to be played. Okay? If it fits those, I'd love to have it in the collection. Okay? So think about that. I've passed these booklets around, and I've thrown this thing together for you that describes the Fleisher Collection. I tried to cover as many bases as I could think of, because this is a way for you to get to know us if you didn't know us at all before, or if you kind of knew about us but haven't used us. This is a good reminder for you. If the people who borrow from us the most, frankly, are small orchestras, community orchestras, regional orchestras. Why? Because they don't have libraries. They can't afford, or they don't have the space to store music, so they borrow from us. They're not going to buy stuff because they have no place to put it. Even orchestras that have small libraries, they rent a lot of even PD stuff from the reprint houses or something. They use us a lot. But a big part of what we do is an information resource. Now, you guys are all professional librarians. You work for orchestras, and so you have a lot of information resources available to you that the community orchestras and the smaller orchestras don't have, because a lot of times they don't have a librarian. The conductor is the librarian, or it's just someone in the orchestra who's just doing it as you know, as a favor. But think of us. If you have any questions at all about orchestral music, give us a call, send us an email. I mean, that is what we're there for. The first page is a sheet that we put together for the library. All the departments in the library have a sheet like this, and I was looking at it, and I beefed it up a little bit for us. And that second one I invented just for this conference. The lending and information research. See, like italics? You click one button and it makes it italic. Resource for orchestral music. And that's really what we are. I mean, people borrow music from us, but a lot of what we do is to give out information. People say, we want to play the Bartók Concerto for Orchestra. We give them Boosie's phone number, you know? And it's, you know, as simple as that. We have the Bartók Concerto for Orchestra. I think Fleisher got it in England, you know, when he went over from Boosie or from Hawks. And so we have that. We don't lend it out because it's under a rental contract.